Hey you guys, Tatiana Spiteri here of blog EUROVISION. First of all, congrats on my new sofa right here. I couldn't be happier to have this beautiful dark blue sofa to be my new hosting place. Yes, I am not in Basel, I am here in Malta, and I couldn't be happier that Malta has made it to the grand final. Yoo-hoo! Time to talk about the qualifiers and about the running order now that we know the running order for the grand final. What are the surprises? Who did EBU kind of cut their chances to get a lot of votes by placing them in this or that position in the running order? What about those who benefited from the running order? And what about the big five and the host country? How is it all going to look? Let's talk. Hey, 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 welcome to my channel again. If you're here for the first time, do subscribe and give me a like. Stay with us for more reactions, videos, and whatnot. So, first off, let us talk about who qualified from the second semifinal. Of the 16 countries that we had, 6 of them didn't make it through, and 10 did. Now, of the qualifiers, let me start with those I am extremely hyped for. Well, first off, of course, we expected certain qualifiers. Let's agree that Israel, there was no option but to qualify. The song is amazing. This is one of the best written songs of Eurovision 2025. Whether you support whatever, don't support the country, it's a different story. Let us put the politics aside. Love, love, peace, peace. Let us talk about the songs. And Israeli song this year, Yuval did an amazing job. The staging, the song, this beautiful props, how she first stands near it, then she walks up the stairs, she's inside. It looks so expensive, it looks so slick, so chic, so luxury, and just so beautiful. Just the voice is angelic. I know that she was very nervous on that stage. I know there had been an interruption of the dress rehearsal in the Daily Show the day before. That means that the nerves were up there. You never knew what was going to happen. The security were, checking the crowd like, hey ho, let's go. If there is any interrupter, we have to remove them immediately from the audience. And yeah, the nerves were high. So obviously Israel made it, and we are happy that they did, because obviously it deserves to be not just in the grand final, it deserves to make it to top 5. I do think Israel will play as strong as last year and will end up probably again killed by the jury quite a lot, but supported a lot by the crowd. Next up is Armenia. I couldn't be happier for them. OMG. Of course, Park did an amazing, amazing job. He should be like, Armenia should be jumping around like crazy, because Armenian Park was almost at the bottom of the predictions from the very start. When the national selection happened, the sound was not perfect. Nobody was really happy about the sound, about the quality. They said Park cannot sing. You can watch other reactions of other bloggers. They're like, Park cannot sing. He is not a singer. He is not going to make it. Armenia chose the worst song on the national selection. Now, I myself wasn't number one kind of fan of Park when, it wasn't his competitors who won in the national selection. I think they were also deserving contestants there. But since then, and to where Park is now, he has made such a beautiful triumphal job, like walking up that ladder to get to where he is now. And with the staging, they got it right. They got it so right. This is how you stage Survivor. This is how you stage like something that you're fighting for your life, that you're going to show that you're the fighter, you're the self-lighter, you're whatnot. The gym, the colors, a little bit of black and white, a little bit of color. I don't know why people keep saying it's black and white. No, black and white is only Austria. This one is more color than black and white. It has a little bit like subdued colors. That's what it has. But if you don't see colors in there, I'm sorry, but you're color blind. Yeah. So I see it as quite a colorful performance, in fact. And the shiny pants, this kind of gym props, the light tricks, whatever. It was like all came together beautifully. The voice was on point. He somehow didn't struggle. Like, come on, I rooted for Czechia to pass, but it didn't make it through. But now in the aftermath, when I watched the video of the second semifinal, and Adonis' voice, obviously his voice was not perfect. He was very shaky. He was struggling with dancing and keeping the voice at the same level. The nerves were just too much. Look at Park. Wow, it's like he, like Erika Wigman, just owns the stage. Next up is Denmark. Damn, I'm happy for my girl Sisal! Or all the memes go sea salt. Well, yeah, that is so amazing. She's the first Faroese artist to qualify. She's the first qualifier for Denmark in 5 years. This is the fifth year that Denmark could have not qualified, but they finally did it. Yeehaw. I couldn't be happier. She deserved it. And she supported herself and other participants a lot. She was friends with a lot of potential winners this year. She was friends with the favorites on social media, TikTok, doing all of that. And guess what? It paid off. It paid off. And rightfully it did so. I hated the comments like, oh, like this is cheap Lorin from Temu. The song is too copy paste. Like, the song is still great. Whether you like Loreen or not is a different story. Whether you think she's like one is better, another one is worse. It doesn't matter. The song is catchy. You want it on repeat. The chorus is great. She does the long notes fantastically. And yes, she was nervous. Yes, the vocals were just a bit, shaky. Could have been more perfect, but she will give us more perfect in the grand final. Wait for that. Now that she will have this confidence that she is in the final. She doesn't have to fight anymore and she's already there. She just can enjoy the moment and give it her best. She's going to give us 200%. On the low notes, she could have been more stable, but when it comes to this long ones, high pitches, she kills it. I still love the colors. I hate though, the comments like the colors are too blue on blue. No, the colors are perfect. Let us move on then to Luxembourg, which made it through. OMG! OMG. Luxembourg made it through second time in a row. Maybe last year you were not convinced that Luxembourg deserved its place in the final. This time it deserved its place in the final. Like, I'm not a fan of the song that much, but just like in my first reaction, I thought it's catchy. I thought it's catchy. I thought it's fun. The staging, definitely, it's a lot about the staging in Eurovision this year. It's not so much about the songs as it's about catching you with the right, proper staging and great attitude and the right kind of preparation. And this was like homework well done. This kind of Barbie world, I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world, but it worked for Luxembourg, and vocally it worked, and staging wise it worked, and the frame served its beautiful role. Not many artists have been using the frame correctly. It's Tommy Cash who used it, and now it's Luxembourg who used it. Great. Now we're moving on to an obvious qualifier, Finland. Of course, Erika Wigman is through. Who would have doubted that? Did you? Did you doubt that? I did not even a moment. The confidence, this powerhouse, she's like a tank. She goes through, she doesn't care. Apparently, she was born with some, a crown on her head. Like, she feels like a queen and she manages to transfer it to us. The queen is here, the queen has arrived. So, vocally, she was much, much better than in any previous performance I saw. I thought, yeah, like she definitely calmed down. Yes, she was screaming parts at the end, but she kind of calmed down in terms of like, I can do this. I just need to focus. And I felt this concentration much more than in UMK. I felt this concentration more than in pre parties. It's like she decided, like, okay, the first verse is where I mostly kind of, I have to impress with the first 30 seconds, 1 minute. If you don't catch the viewer, sometimes that's it, you're lost. Like, and she managed to catch us with the first minute. She tried to hold her vocals as much as she could. She's not held by backing vocals too much at the beginning, not as much as further in the song. And so it all depended, I think, on the first minute, and she nailed it. Now, the part with the mic, I'm still not sure whether I enjoy the UMK part with the mic more or this part with the mic in, the semifinal of Eurovision. I think somehow the part with the mic stands out more in the national selection than here. The ending could have been just elevated, just a little bit. I want a little bit of elevation with the final poses because it ends up on a little bit of an abrupt note, and then if the camera is not right there, like catching her at the very last second, then it takes it a bit away. However, the whole staging was awesome. I think the fact that she had to make it a little bit more let's call it reserved in terms of the outfit, because EBU told her to dial it down on the sexuality. Like they didn't tell our Miriana Conte to remove the opening leg visuals from the back, but they did tell Erika, if you didn't know, now you do, yeah, that they were not so happy with that open outfit she had in the national selection. They made her decrease the sensuality, sexuality of it, and she decreased it a bit, but it didn't take it away from the performance. You know what? I don't mind the change a little bit of the outfit to more modest, to more shy. Why not? It suits her, and she still kills it. She, kind of has this, people say, Freddie Mercury vibes a bit, like she definitely owns the stage. Armenia and Finland definitely, and Malta own the stage tonight. And now I'm moving on exactly to Malta. I am so happy. Yeehaw! Sitting here in Bujiba, Malta, I couldn't be happier for our girl to give it her role. The vocals were better than in the rehearsals. The backing vocals, thanks God, they dialed down on the backing vocals. I know Destiny Girl is supporting her in the back, but it was a little bit too much in the, let's call jury show or dress rehearsals. The backing vocals were standing out too much. Now we could hear Miriana in all her beauty. And she was visually beautiful, sonically beautiful. Now that she's in the grand final, believe you me, jury will give her a lot of points despite the sexuality. I think jury must appreciate the vocals. They must appreciate the whole package. This use of props, or I don't know, let's call it monument to legs. At the beginning, statue to legs, whatever. It looked nice. I'm not saying that I'm a fan of the whole open leg, spread leg kind of visuals, but somehow as a whole package, it worked. It worked great. People will be a little bit put off by those like opening, closing legs and the backs, as I keep saying, and whoever I mention it to say, yeah, I'm not a fan, not that much, but definitely they did their best in terms of delivering a slick, kind of pumped up, hyped up show that you will be bouncing on your sofa or whatever you have on. Yeah, my camera is bouncing with me. So join Malta in the bouncing, in the celebration. You could see the real emotion. She cried when she heard that she passed to the final, because Malta, again, like Denmark, has been not lucky with qualifications in the last 3 years as well. So congrats for all the busker, for Sara Bonici, for Emma Muscat, for everybody who hadn't qualified from Malta. You had deserved it. And definitely Destiny's appearance worked so well as well. It's like a double triumph for Malta tonight, because, I mean, last night, because Destiny had a chance to perform her song, All of My Love, like a rhythm running wild. Yeah, I absolutely loved it. I loved the interval act, including the Roop from Lithuania, including our Destiny from Malta, including La Cleopatra, Effendi from Azerbaijan. Like all of it came together so well. Where is Daddy? Daddy should also have been there, because he was both in 2020 and 2021. Don't know why they didn't invite him. Definitely one of the best songs. Think About Things, that was participating in 2020 and never got to be seen live by Eurovision audience. But let's move on, and we're moving on to Greece. Greece, baby. The last announced it was Greece to qualify, and people were like on pins and needles, because of course there was Australia and there was also Ireland, a lot of people's favorites, and it was down to one of those. And I was obviously happy for Greece. It should have qualified. And let it not fool you guys. We do not have, of course, the points of the semifinals just yet, but Greece was not the last. Definitely not the last to qualify. They mentioned them in the random order, and Greece should have been number 6 or 7, I think, to qualify to the final, if not higher, because everything again was a full package. Everything came together. It was this podium, or whatever you call it, the stone on which she changes the outfits, the change from black to white outfit at the end. The visuals were insane behind her. This like flying doves and this Greek statue, which is apparently now in the British Museum. Whatever, people are very much talking about this statue representing like very, very proudly Greece and what it stands for. So I obviously love the voice. There is nothing to say about the voice not being good. She's amazing. This national parts, the national kind of beat, the motives in it are so strong that whether you like Greek music or you don't like Greek music, you're going to respond to that. And now that it Greece is in the final, I do believe again the jury will give it so much. You know who else the jury will give a lot now in the grand final, to which qualifier? Latvia and Tautumeitas. They made it. Oh my God. Despite all the odds, they made it to the final because the staging was right. The staging was great. I still don't get the monkey part, but okay, whatever. The monkey tails, I don't get them. Vocally, it was great. I'm not saying that by themselves, individually, they are each like an amazing singer. Not really, but altogether it works with the right backing recorded vocals. It works. How they come in, hands from the curtains. It looks beautiful. Reminded a lot of Blanca Paloma's performance in terms of staging, but definitely on the song side, they're absolutely different. So no comparison. Did many expect Latvia to pass? Not really, but a lot of us had their fingers crossed, and all the Baltics are in. Now, Estonia Espresso Macchiato is in. Lithuania is also in. Lithuania with Tavo Tavo, which stands for your eyes, your eyes, your eyes, your eyes see pain. The song is so like on the negative, sad, kind of depressing side, but this type of music will always find its fans, just like Blood and Glitter did of Germany, just like who else do I think of when it comes to mind about who is so gloomy but still passed. I know John Steers wasn't the happiest kind of singer, to l'univers, and yet he passed and he did great, and he made Switzerland proud with the third place. So Lithuania is through. Whether the jury will support it or not, we'll see, but people will give it quite a few points in the final. I do not see it in bottom five. I do not see it either like in top 10 or top five, no, but I do see it somewhere in the middle of the, maybe just the top of the right hand side. I don't know, of the grand final ranking in the end. I do not think it's the left side of the scoreboard, it's the right side, I think, of the scoreboard. But in any case, I am happy that all the Baltics are through. It's going to be such a fight of the Baltics, but we all know Tommy Cash is going to get more, right? So we'll see. All the Baltics are in. Now, based on both semifinals, the Nordic countries are all in. All in! What the just happened? I mean, probably, of course, in the first semi, there were a lot of Nordic countries, and they like supported each other, gave each other votes, so that helped them pass through. The question is, of course, how will, for example, Iceland do in the grand final? How will Norway do in the grand final? And let us talk about the running order, because Norway is placed first to perform. First. Hmm. I mean, it's definitely a show, like it's a show, man, like our Kyle will definitely set that stage on fire and give us the right energy to go with. It's a fun song, it's a good song to start. How much will it influence his votes? Well, it's better to be first than, for example, second, fourth, or fifth in the grand final. So definitely, I think people will remember him as the opening performance. But also, some people will obviously just tune in a little bit later, so Norway might be a little bit lost. Second comes Luxembourg. I'm fine with it. No comments here. They would never, win this Eurovision altogether. So I'm fine with wherever they are. It's kind of fun that it's like three funny songs in a row. I mean, three fun, three upbeat songs in a row. Norway, Luxembourg, and Estonia. Estonia coming third. Now, EBU, about Estonia coming third. In the first semi, he was fourth. In the running order, in the grand final, he comes third to perform. Like, what do you have against Tommy? I obviously know that he was sort of provoking EBU with this Jost Klein collaboration and some videos from long ago saying that Eurovision is a shitty kind of contest. I don't care about it, but that was like so long ago. You have to, move on. And like, you can definitely see that EBU is not a fan of Tommy Cash's performance. It wants him to be forgotten because even if he drew the first part, or was it the producer's choice? Let me check it out. Estonia, what did you draw? What did you draw? Well, I cannot see it just right now, but if you drew the first half, it should have been later. If you drew the producer's choice, it should have been later. If you already performed fourth in the first semifinal, you at least deserve to be in 11th, 12th, 13th, maybe 10th, place to perform from in the grand final, even if you drew the first half. If you drew the producer's choice, I'm mad because this deserved to be in the second semi because it already had to prove that it deserves to be in the final, being fourth in the first semifinal. Israel coming next, I'm fine with it. Lithuania coming after that. They have not a similar vibe, but I would have put something like more upbeat in between. But then Spain comes and it's very upbeat, so Spain will definitely bring the crowd back to cheering, having fun. Ukraine comes next, more on the doom side. I'm fine with it. United Kingdom next. Again, we're going to fun and happy kind of vibe. Austria coming next. I mean, you know. Since JJ performed sixth in the second semifinal, I do think he deserved to be placed later in the grand final, just like Estonia did. And knowing that it's a second favorite to win, placing it ninth when they could have given it 12th position, 11th, 13th in the first semi shows you that probably, I'm not saying 100%, maybe you'll say it's a conspiracy theory, but I would say that like this and saying where Sweden is and everything, like I see that EBU are massively helping Sweden, Finland, and yeah, I would say France as well to potentially win. Let's see. JJ might win from position 9. We have had winners from position 8 and 9, so there is nothing impossible if he gives out a little bit better second half of his performance. I think he needs to work on the second half of the performance to be more standing out and maybe make it in color for the techno part. Is it still possible? Do the techno part in color, please. Next, we have position 10, Iceland, 11, Latvia, 12. Okay, Netherlands. Netherlands, very good position for the Netherlands. Is it so good that Finland comes right after in position 13? No, because both Netherlands and Finland are strong, strong, strong players. I see Netherlands even potentially winning the whole thing because this year is so unpredictable. Salavi is a great song. It's one of those songs that Euro fans from small to big will appreciate, and it strikes a chord in many of us that this is the song that we could easily see winning, or we would like it in top three. So what might happen is that you're voting like, let me say, Estonia and Netherlands, Malta and Netherlands, France and Netherlands, Sweden and Netherlands. And then as a result, I think Netherlands might really get enough to win. Vocally, when he moves, he is not that strong. But will it be enough? It might. It might. Finland going right after that. Yeah, I would have separated them with something. Then we have the big five: Italy and Lucio Corsi. All right, from fun to more like balladic, melodic. Poland comes again and brings back the show from position 15th, a good position for them. Then comes Germany, again a fun entry. And I want to see how she does live because vocally this isn't the best. I'm pretty sure jury will kill it. I think jury will give it like a 0 points or something, but people will support Germany this time. I think it's a very palatable and likable and accessible track, a bit similar to San Marino's Tutta l'Italia. So then comes Greece, again a bit on the balladic side. Armenia, bring back the fire, the lighter, the fighter. Switzerland, balladic and so intimate and beautiful and quiet. Malta, 20th, loud, unapologetic. They have what it takes to actually watch Malta, guys. This might be top 5 we're looking at, or top 6 at least in the final. Could be easily. After Malta, such a, I'm sorry, quiet toilet break for Portugal, to perform in. It's bad to perform both after Armenia, Switzerland, Malta, even Greece. Like these four are a bomb. All of them are bombs. And then comes Portugal with a Sleepy Napa, Deslocado song. Like, I don't know. I can tell you guys, this is gonna be just people will need to breathe. They will have to go make a coffee, make an espresso macchiato to go on, and Portugal might get a 0 from the public, I'm afraid. We'll see. Then comes Denmark, position 22. Great for a change. Again, happy, fiery song, hallucination. Awesome. Sweden comes next. Nordics one after the other. Interesting choice. 23rd position is the best to win from. 23rd, 24th, 22nd. So EBU knows what they're doing. Obviously, it wants to help Sweden win, but they would still get a lot of points in any case. France comes right after Sweden, and France was one of those who were believed to potentially win the show. Can it win now? Good question. But then we have San Marino performing, and that is Tutta l'Italia. Good change after quiet and melodic France, powerful, but still a bit on the quiet side. San Marino will make everybody dance by the end, and it's almost the end of Eurovision. Albania last, I think San Marino would have been a better ending to the show with Tutta l'Italia. Instead of putting Albania last, they could have changed just a little bit, put Albania 25th and San Marino to perform last and make it like final party. We know San Marino is not going to win the show, so why not put them last just to have this Euro Club vibes? So those are my thoughts. Subscribe if you still have not. Give me a like, buy me a coffee or an espresso macchiato. Yeah, do that. Please follow the link below to do that. And thank you so much. We'll see who the winner is so soon. I'm a survivor. Stay alive. We are all survivors because we are not sleeping day and night making these videos for you. Thank you for staying with us. See you soon. Bye.